What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Patreon episode of Flagrant 2. It's your boy Schulz here with Akaash, Mark, Alexx, Dove. You know what I mean? We out here. Miami, new studio. Hope y'all are enjoying it. First episode of the Patreon from our new studio. And I got to say something. Obviously, the news of the Logan Paul fight being postponed with Floyd Mayweather. And, you know, we had joked that Floyd thought he was fighting Jake Paul and then found out it was Logan and then postponed and yada, yada, yada. It is what it is. What I think is really interesting is I don't know if you watched or you looked at his like Instagram post.
Yeah, I did.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
I think someone else is writing his Instagram posts.
No, I don't. I'll tell you.
I'll tell you why. They're too sophisticated. And I say this, it breaks my heart to say this because he DM'd me, like thanking me for what I said about him on Rogan.
Floyd did?
Yeah. I never told you this?
No.
Oh, yeah. This was like a monumental moment for my life because he's the greatest of the greats in my opinion.
Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, my bad.
What the hell?
Yo?
This is like getting married and not telling anyone. Jesus.
Yo, who does such a thing?
Yeah, monumental moment.
So, but I think that he's not. Sometimes he sounds way more eloquent in his Instagram captions, right? Mm-hmm. So I think someone else is writing them for him, and then purposely misspelling words.
Okay.
So it's like, oh yeah, this is definitely Floyd because he would spell lynch with the E instead of a Y, right? He said lynching us, but LENCHING. So I think that that's their workaround. Because a lot of the thoughts that he's expressing in these captions oftentimes are like pretty like sophisticated thoughts, and I haven't seen, at least in any of the 24/7s, the promotional pieces, the podcasts that he's done, all the stuff, I haven't really seen him expressing these thoughts in that way. Yes. So I think they're trying to trick us into thinking that he's doing it. Mm-hmm. And imagine having that conversation with Floyd. Yeah. Where you're basically like, listen, this is too smart for you, so I have to misspell a few words. So we throw the scent off the trail.
I mean, we know he can't read.
Can he not read?
I mean, he sounded like me doing that com read.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But here's the thing. He's gone and back and corrected the misspelling.
Oh, he did?
He's now spelled lynched correctly. Whereas initially in his post, Andrew's referring to the fact that he referred to, basically Jake Paul is stealing black culture, and like he talks about what black people have gone through, and he said we used to get lynched just for reading. He spelled lynched.
I don't understand what that has
LENCHED.
Yeah. I don't understand what that has to do with anything.
I think it sells the fight. I think this is what, like you said, you need a race component to sell the fight. Nobody does that better than Floyd. Nobody does that better than Floyd.
Yeah. I just don't understand it. Like, I don't understand why he's jumping to this. It just seems like an easy out.
So this is the first post, Al. It's just promoting the fight, and he says basically, I will fight Logan in an exhibition, and if Jake can beat Ben Askren, I will fight Jake as well. And then he said, I'll fight 50 too. 50 says I'm too small or something like that, but we could go. I don't give a fuck about weight class. And then 50, I don't think, responded, but he will in a hilarious way. And then Floyd had a more recent post, because I guess Jake responded.
So Jake did this really funny trolling video.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can get that up, but it was good. He's basically reading a poem in front of like a fire, but it's not actually a fire. It's on the TV.
Right.
And it was really funny. So he responds to that by saying, you take our culture, you take the way we dress, you take the way we wear jewelry, and it's like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, why are you making this like a vulture conversation? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you wear horse riding boots, Floyd. You know what I'm saying? The way you dress is absolutely appropriating not American black shit from Michigan. That's 100% sure. Like, he's wearing all these European designers and stuff like that. Nobody's going, oh my God, you're appropriating our culture. It just seems like a weird conversation to get into. And it's like, are you really going to make this fight about a racial dynamic? It's like, clearly Jake Paul, I don't think, hates black people. He looks incredibly inspired by black people.
Right.
You know what I mean? What are you laughing at?
So, you were just saying last week that
Thank you.
Add the race component.
You have to add a race component. I'm sorry to say,
like
you just have to add a race component to every fight. Then Floyd does it, which he always does, and you're like, I'm just flabbergasted. Yeah. There's a question mark over my head.
Did I say
as to
race?
why? Yeah. What the fuck
you
do you think
literally
he
said that shit last week.
I couldn't. I don't understand what's happening.
No, but
not even last week. Multiple weeks you said this.
But I said that you have to accuse someone of racism, or
No,
it
you
just
have
has
to
to be
add
a
a
white guy
racial
versus.
component. You
Yeah,
have to-
but the racial component is there's two different races.
You had to add. You said it's about Lloyd and about Logan and Floyd. To sell the fight, you're going to have to add a racial dynamic beyond like the look. You're just gonna have to make it a bit racist.
Oh, and that's when I was saying like Logan shouldn't do that.
Yes.
Because if he does that, he's going to be looked at as the villain.
Right. And Jake don't give a fuck. He'll go.
He will, but I don't think he wants to be seen as that.
He won't.
I think that's his one Achilles heel. Like, I think that he actually won't respond to this because I don't think he wants to get into a conversation of if he's appropriating black culture, if he can, if he's allowed to do that, because he does want to appropriate black culture. It's part of his brand. The fucking guy wants to be a rapper at the end of the day, or he is a rapper. He's trying to be a rapper. So that is maybe like a really smart tactic by Floyd. But I don't know if it continues to engage the conversation. Like when it happened between Connor and Floyd, do you remember this?
Yeah.
And like Connor shut that shit down. He goes, nah, we're not doing this racial shit. Same thing happened with Gypsy King. Somebody tried to make it about a racial thing with his name. Like, nah, we're not doing that. Like, why are we? And the fights are still huge. It's going to be huge if there's a white person fighting a black person. It's going to be huge. No matter what.
We got to do the Skip Bayless cut of you arguing with you.
I know, right? I know. I can't wait. Somebody's gonna put that together. It's gonna be so good.
I guess I don't know if I'm like articulating it well enough. What I'm saying is there's a way to do like white versus black, Filipino versus Mexican, Puerto Rican versus American.
Yeah.
Even though they're Americans, but it's a
Right,
whole
I got
fucking
you.
thing. Bernard Hopkins versus Felix Trinidad, whatever. It's like if you have some sort of like dynamic like that, is always going to sell a fight.
You're saying you can add a racial component without making it overtly racist.
The fact that they're different colors is enough. But the fact that Floyd is going into this thing is like, oh, you're stealing our culture. You're doing this. You're I don't know. I guess alluding to racism in a weird way, or just alluding to vulturism.
Floyd is a fucking fantastic salesman, but this is if he's fighting someone of a different race, this is his marketing tactic. And you mentioned, as you were supportive of this last week, Floyd coming in with the sombrero when he fought Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah. Like that's what he does, and that sells a fight.
But Floyd wasn't saying Mexicans hate black people.
No.
Floyd was saying, I'm going to insult Mexicans.
Yeah.
He wasn't putting the racism on the opponent.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of different tactic for Floyd.
I think if Floyd is fighting a white guy, that's what he's going to do.
Well, he's fought white guys.
Not recently. When was the last white guy fought that? Like, since he's been Money Mayweather?
Arturo Gotti? I don't know. I mean, this was a long time ago, but that was a big fight. But, and I'm sure there might be, obviously,
fought that one Irish guy and he fucked him up, I think. Like,
notorious Conor McGregor?
No. There was another one before that. Ricky Hatton or something like that.
Oh, yeah, English guy, Ricky Hatton. I didn't see any racial component in that fight.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was that big of a deal.
The fight was huge.
Was it?
Oh,
I remember.
Yeah. Dude, Ricky Hatton brings all of London to every fight, but he does a lot of the heavy lifting with that.
Okay.
It is just an interesting thing. I guess, I don't know. Maybe I'm sensitive about it because I think that they're both good enough at like creating interest. Like Floyd was just amazing at creating interest. Floyd should just shit him on for being little bank, etc. Look, this is the easiest way to do it. Make it a race fight. Of course, it's the easiest way to do it.
And it's the highest stakes.
But it stops being fun. Like I can't get in on it now. I'm out.
That's why I think you're disappointed. I think
out.
If you're looking at it completely objectively, you would agree with yourself last week, which is, this is how you sell the fight. The fight, black people aren't going to be interested necessarily off rip, I don't think, because it's like, he's going to beat the shit out of this white boy.
Do you know what it is?
Now they're in.
This is what it is. You make Jake racist, it's Trump. Even when he does something funny, you repost it. Now it's, look at you reposting this racist.
Yeah.
Look how are you saying what he says is okay? Are you saying vulturism is okay? You create a toxicity around supporting something that is funny.
And he's a guy that's easily hateable already, so that it's going to be easy to make him toxic. I get what you're saying.
But the video that he did was genuinely funny. But if you make him a racist, now I can't say, that shit is mad funny. Oh, so you think racists are funny? It's like all of us would watch Trump do these hilarious fucking things in the press conferences, and then we just privately text back to it. Like my fucking woke friends in entertainment that just trash Trump all the time are texting me privately, yo, this motherfucker is the funniest president we've ever had.
Same.
So...
Now, in fairness, his tactic seems more nuanced because he's not overtly calling him racist. He's just saying that he is jacking from black people.
Right.
And that he's biting all black people's culture, which is
it's not saying racist.
Right.
You're right. There is a difference.
It's not like sucking all the fun out of it.
Yeah.
But it is adding a racial component that for certain people can make it uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, I gotta. I mean, I guess I'm
What
being.
did Jake
complete.
say about education? Because that's what Floyd attacks. He says, and I don't even play
Let's
when
play
it comes
the
to
Jake thing.
education because
Go to
millions
Jake's
of blacks
video.
got lynched just for reading.
Go to Jake's video and just play it.
Al, you want to find that? Or
You think
pull
that's
it up?
Floyd's rationale for not knowing how to read? You think
What's that?
that he's trying to protect himself?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, you ain't get lynched, motherfucker, for reading? Why you ain't learn? Come on, bro. What was holding you back?
Millions of black people have been killed for millions.
yeah,
Millions of black people have been lynched for reading specifically. I don't know about that.
yeah. I don't know.
Millions.
That seems like an easy thing to get out of. They were like, "Yo, were you reading?" You're like, "Nah."
All right, play it.
I don't know how. Like, just lie.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break for a second because you need to step your breakfast up, okay? Y'all are eating unhealthy shit. I've been eating unhealthy, okay? My body got crazy when we were doing a Netflix special. I'm trying to get it back. And how am I going to get it back? How am I going to get it snatched? Magic spoon, bro. Simple as that, okay? You want to eat any cereal, it's going to have tons of sugar. It's going to have tons of carbs. All these cereals suck. They're awful for you. They make you constipated. It's horrible. Magic Spoon, not that at all. How do you have a delicious cereal, tastes better than everything you had your entire childhood? 0 grams of sugar, okay? It's got protein in it. 13 to 14 grams of protein. It has, what is it, net 4 carbs or something like that? It's unbelievable. I'm telling you, this is actually healthy. It's actually good for you, all right? You got your kids running out there. They can't learn a single thing on their Zoom classes. Why? Because you got them hopped up on sugar before they got to sit in front of a fucking computer for 8 hours. Get your kids on some good, delicious shit that's not going to get them hopped up on sugar so they can actually learn. I'm telling you, Magic Spoon is the real deal. Amazing, delicious flavors. Remember, you have all the cereals that you had in your childhood. They also just got the peanut butter flavor. So, I mean, they're adding to it. They got blueberry. They got the frosted version. They got a little mixed fruity, I don't want to say fruity pebbles, but you know what I'm talking about. Basically, I'm telling you, Magic Spoon is the one. You go to magicspoon.com right now /flagrant. Magicspoon.com/flagrant. You're going to get $5 off your box if you order with our promo code flagrant. And let me tell you this, it is so good, you got a money back guarantee. That means if you don't like it, they pay you your money back. There's no risk here. If you don't like the cereal, it's free. You got to eat a free meal. That's how much they know it's delicious. So go out there, get your Magic Spoon. Make sure you use our promo code flagrant. Now let's get back to it. All right, ready?
They need to get paid better. Do us a favor and stay off of social media. You should focus on learning to read, retirement, or maybe an encyclopedia. You call me out to fight, but you're half my height. You might beat my brother, but Jake Paul is a different type. Fuck your proposition. I don't do exhibitions. We can fight on my conditions. 50-50 commissions. Oh, and we haven't forgotten, you tried training Nate to beat me. I left him unconscious on the canvas. Let's hope you're not that easy. A quick NBA knockout. He's never boxing again. Speaking of NBA, who knocked up your daughter, my friend? After I KO Askren on Triller, April 17th, I would love to fight you, Floyd, and punch you in those fake veneer-ass teeth.
Yo, that's disrespectful.
Dear Mr. Mayweather,
Yeah, that's
who
fire.
runs your Instagram?
Yo, Floyd been
They
had
need to get
perfect
paid
teeth, though.
better.
That shit made me
Do us
feel
a
away,
favor and stay
'cause
off
I've
of
been a
social
Floyd
media.
tooth appreciator for decades now. Yeah. That shit bothered me, yo.
What, the
Don't come at
veneers
Floyd's
comment?
teeth, yo.
The veneers
My man
comment?
got the best teeth.
No, he got great teeth, but they're definitely fake teeth.
So I think
heartbreaking,
this
dog.
actually contextualizes his response a little better.
Okay.
Because he goes hard and like is talking about his family, his daughter. Like he really gets personal with it.
Yeah.
And so Floyd, now being like hurt and defensive, goes, "What's the one thing that I can say that sort of like gives me like this like iron, defense?"
Yeah.
And he's like attack him for being a culture vulture, blah blah blah. Like to me, it seems like his response
agree.
was hurt.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm just gonna say the thing that everyone's gonna get
And it's
behind me."
effective because he can't respond.
Yeah, exactly.
If he responds as he's not, we go, come on, bro, stop it.
Yeah.
You're a Disney star from Ohio.
Yeah.
You didn't learn that shit from Disney, and you didn't learn that shit from Ohio.
Right.
Right? So, yeah, this is interesting, man.
So then technically he's doing what he should be doing, attacking something that is actually
Yes.
negative.
And it's
thing
like-
Yo,
on-
you know what it is? If we're all in like shooting a dozens or whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's a very effective technique to shut somebody up. If you want to build a fight, you don't want to shut somebody up.
Here's the issue, though. There's where it's tricky.
Jake has to reply, so he just has to find a clever way out of this.
He got to ignore it entirely.
And he'll still respond.
What is he going to say as far as being a culture vulture? Or the only response he could do is show all the outfits. We want to talk about culture vulture and show all the outfits and then have that. That's good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, fine, fair enough.
And it's like you brought up.
Maybe I was right. You got to add a racial guys, I got to listen to myself more often.
But it's also like you brought up in roast battles where the more famous person doesn't have as much ammunition as the less famous person.
Yeah.
I don't know who's more famous amongst YouTube world.
Demographically, it's different. Like
in the sports world, Floyd don't know shit about Jake.
Yeah.
Floyd couldn't give less of a fuck about Jake. Jake knows a lot about Floyd, so Jake can hit X, Y, and Z. And Floyd is like, dude, I don't know anything about this. He's a white pretty boy. What can I say? Race.
Yeah.
That's how you gotta go.
Yeah. Now, I have another question about this. I've seen some people criticizing Floyd for turning boxing into a circus. Does him taking these exhibition fights against like Jake Paul and other people, does it turn boxing into...
Who's criticized Floyd for that?
Just like shit people commented on his Instagram and just on the internet. Saying that...
Yeah, I don't know. I think Floyd's a purist. I mean, he fought Conor McGregor, for $100 million. But like, if you actually look at the people Floyd fought, he's been a champion his entire life. So he was fighting number one contenders or close to that for almost his entire career. I think the majority of it.
I think their point is more recently he took the exhibition fight. Didn't he take one in like Japan against some fucking guy that was like kind of a joke? This is kind of a joke. But I would also say UFC is washing you guys right now in terms of like cultural relevance. So you gotta just figure it out.
And
also be competitive
retired.
Say what?
He's retired from boxing.
And that's his work.
Yeah. This is another thing.
Just him as a celebrity having fun.
But I think another thing that like people don't get is that like he changed his name to Money Mayweather. Like he's very clear about what his intentions are with the sport. Like he used to be
boxing Mayweather.
Exactly, or Pretty Boy Floyd. That was the earlier name. He had like a classic kind of boxing nickname. Now it's Money Mayweather. I fight for money. Whoever pays me the most money to fight, that's who I'm going to fight. Very simple.
I can respect that.
Yeah. These people who are like, oh no, only MMA guys can fight MMA guys, and we have to have purity in the sport. It's like, no, these guys have a certain amount of fights before they can't remember their grandkids' names, and they should make as much fucking money as they possibly can before that happens. The same thing with football. I think there was some coach that was on I forget which show, but someone was asking, like, how do you feel about your players going to these other teams and getting big contracts? And he goes, I hope they do.
Yeah.
I hope they get paid as much money as they possibly can. And if that means they have to leave, then by all means, leave.
Yeah.
He gets it. Yeah. You get 6 years, 8 years. Dude, there's a handful of boxers that are going to make money. Think about this. Everybody in this room right now makes more money than 99% of boxers. Think about this. Everyone in this room makes more money than 99% of MMA fighters. I bet you 80% of MMA fighters on the UFC roster. I bet you 90% of MMA fighters on the UFC roster. This is how little these guys get paid.
Yeah.
So these people in the comments talking about, oh, stop making a circus. Suck a dick.
That's true.
Make it a circus. Make it a clown car. Make it whatever the fuck you want. Get all the money.
Yeah.
God bless you, Floyd. Like, holy shit, man. Maybe I'm defensive of boxers, but like,
No, I get that.
That shit drives me crazy. If the fight is interesting and the buildup is interesting, there you go. Then we're totally fine. You know what?
But that's also why you hit race. Because I got to make as much money as possible.
Yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong as fuck about that. I was wrong as fuck about that, bro. You know what it is? Sometimes you need to say the wrong thing to be right. You know what I mean? No, I was wrong as fuck about that. And it was more nuanced. You're right. Like, he was going to a specific thing. He wasn't saying you're a racist, you hate black people.
I agree insofar as that point. If he were to say, yo, Jake's a racist, like, blah, blah,
He
blah.
hates
He's a
us.
white supremacist. Then it's like, all right, like, what are we doing?
Now, he did bring up the lynching for not being able to read.
Right, that's not on Jake per se, but he's putting it in close proximity. Like, there's great.
That's his only defense for why I can't read. Hey, I don't play about reading, yo.
People were listening for reading Harry Potter. Like, what are we doing?
That's the problem is you were playing too much and motherfuckers trying to teach you how to read. Talk about you don't play about reading.
There is a maybe a goal of his with that is don't bring up the reading shit no more.
Yeah. Just
If
make
I attach lynching and racism to it, then you're not going to ever bring that up because you don't want to be attached to lynching and racism. That's pretty smart.
And to me, that indicates that he's actually really hurt by it.
Yeah, to me, it indicates he doesn't know how to read the word million because ain't no way millions of black people were lynched for reading. Come on, bro. How many books was there? They weren't going to the library. You know what I'm saying? They're out there going to the library back in the day.
Fields picking strawberries.
With strawberries?
I meant to say strawberries.
Yes, you did.
My bad. My
Yes,
bad.
you did. I
My
was
bad.
rolling with you on it, and I was lost for a second.
I
fucked
saw
up,
where you were going. I'll give it to you.
I'll take the F.
Okay, so all right, fair enough. Maybe that is how you promote a fight. We're talking about it.
I think
Obviously,
Jake's response would be like, "Don't make it about race. You're just trying to generate money because you're gonna go."
nah, don't be serious. Always be above serious.
Yeah.
If you're Jake and you're gonna play the villain, I think you lean into all the clothes he wears. He goes, "You're right. I have appropriated I've appropriated black culture. You know what? It's pretty fucking cool. At least I'm appropriating cool culture.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you, you fucking idiot." And he's wearing these stupid boots and this stupid pants. And then honestly, tell me what black dudes wouldn't look at that and be like, nah, no, low key, Floyd's been looking fucking goofy with a lot of these outfits.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you think there would be support?
A little bit.
Tiny bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Because some of his shit is dumb.
Yeah, but then, like Dub would probably point out, it's just some shit we don't know about. So to us, it's dumb, but to some,
Don't he wear,
rich
like, shorts
billionaire,
and
it's
cowboy
like
boots?
He's wearing fly shit.
He's wearing fly shit to those like elite fashion people, but for the rest of us, we're like, bruh, we're not impressed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're impressed by the cars. Go back, show us the cars again.
Yeah.
Every time he gets into a little tiff, it's like, yo, y'all seen my cars? How easy is that, bro? We just need 50 cars so that anytime anything goes wrong, we can give you the tour. What up, people? You just watched a clip from our weekly Patreon episode. You can support the Flagrancy. You can support this unapologetic, unfiltered, uncensored content that we drop weekly on our Patreon at patreon.com/flagrant2. You want to go join? You should, because it's the top 10 Patreon in the fucking world. That's right, for good reason. Go check out why at patreon.com/flagrant2. All right, peace.